All right, Mom, we're back again. And I am stoked to hear your thoughts on the season 1 finale of The Last of Us, episode 9, entitled Look for the Light.
I loved it.
Wow, I thought you were taking your headphones off because you were
I
like,
was
I'm
taking my
out,
headphones
I'm
off
done, I'm
because
no longer on the podcast.
I realized that I didn't switch my audio over, and so my audio is coming through my computer.
Oh,
So I was deadening it by having my headphones in. So
oh, gotcha. Okay,
all
so
of
you
them.
loved it.
I
Why?
okay. For one, because I'm a horrible gamer person and I didn't want anything to change. I wanted it to be what
Mm.
I already knew it to be. But it was delivered so well. It was just beautiful. I loved the additional things that we got. I mean, Ashley Johnson, you know,
She was great.
we she was amazing. It was really weird when I wasn't watching the episode
Yeah.
and I was just listening to it from the other room and I'm like, "Oh my god, it's Ellie."
Yes, that it and also the fact that I mean, I don't know how old Ashley Johnson is. Obviously, she's older than Bella Ramsey, but I mean,
She hasn't aged a bit.
no, she hasn't aged at all. And I'm like, well, you
She
did have the Ellie
I
for
know.
the
She
role.
could have probably played the part.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've seen her a few times on screen in terms of like
Yeah.
not doing voice acting work and things like that. But holy shit, wow, she was
She
phenomenal as
she
Ellie's
was
mom Anna in this
amazing.
episode. Like just that however long screen time that she had in this episode, let's say less than 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And wow,
Yeah.
phenomenal work by Ashley
It
Johnson.
it was and it was so beautifully done.
Yeah,
It was the things that I loved about the episode was the few additional things that we got
yeah,
that we didn't have in the game, like meeting Ellie's mom and
yeah,
finding out really why Ellie is immune.
yeah.
It was right there in the cord,
Didn't
you
get that
know?
umbilical cord off fast enough.
Nope. And that I mean that worked out it
It,
worked out well.
yeah, it worked out in Ellie's
Um
favor, that's for sure.
yeah,
Because
yeah, it
I mean,
did.
well,
It wouldn't have mattered
it
for her
sort of
mom.
did because it worked out for her in terms of everything of her being alive, but she also had to kill Riley and experience that because she would have died at the same time.
She would
So
have died at the same time too. So
yeah, so that's it's like,
um
did she actually turn out better? And the
I
fact
think
that
she did.
she was not the cure because Joel did not allow that. So I'm like, did she turn out better because of the umbilical cord not being cut
Hey,
in time?
I mean, okay, that we could do a whole podcast just on that.
Yeah, I mean that's like definitely one of those butterfly effects that
Yes,
you're like, wait,
I thought it was
wait a sec.
super interesting that we found out that Marlene was there from the get go.
Yeah, there was that moment I think in the game, correct? Where
No,
well, I thought that there was at least like little mentions and nods of Marlene and Ellie's mom being friends or being
maybe
acquaintances or being at least she was around during that time frame. I thought
I,
I
I,
could be
I,
wrong there. I
yeah,
mean,
it's hard
yeah,
because they are they kind of run together
yeah.
now.
They are running together now. I mean, we definitely did not see Ellie's mom in the game. That was a
Mm-mm.
character we never saw in the games. She was alluded to in the games, but she was never a part of the game itself. So,
Right.
um, so you okay?
Um,
So you loved it,
I
and it was
yes,
a very very close to the show. I mean, sorry, to the game.
yeah,
This
it was
this
extremely
episode
close.
was like a pretty faithful adaptation of the game. So
Okay, does that make me a bad person that I love that?
no. I think that that's the hard part because especially with anybody that has a book that they love or a video game, and then it gets adapted into a movie or a TV
Yeah.
show. You always have like, it's like the 50-50 split of where they took the source material and they did something fresh and new with it, but it still stayed within the same universe, the same characters were involved, but maybe they had different personalities, or in this moment they zigged where, they zagged before, and it
Yeah.
just like completely changes the some elements of the story that you read and loved or you played and loved. Uh, so yeah, I think it's always going to be like right down the middle of people where it's like, hey, this was everything I wanted it to be because it was exactly my favorite game
Yeah.
on the TV screen. Or you get the
Yeah.
other people that are just like, wow, they did
They
we
didn't
need
do anything
this?
new with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm split for sure.
Really?
Yeah, I'm really split so far on the show. While I have really enjoyed every single episode,
Mm-hmm.
and I've thought that they've done just such a fantastic job of bringing the game to life.
Mm-hmm.
There's a part of me that I'm just like, did this show need to exist? For the people that have played the game, because I'm with you. I loved everything they did, that they introduced into the show that was new, that was not a part
Right.
of the game. And I thought that they did it in a really nice way that just enriched the story of the game. They didn't suddenly kill off Joel in the second episode or something like that, and you're like,
Right.
wait, what the hell are y'all doing?
Yeah.
They didn't make it where it was Tommy instead of Joel that goes on this journey with her. Like that would have pissed me off, unless it was good. But if it was not good, then that's
You would have
that's
got over
yeah.
it.
Well, that's like the fine line that, if you're taking the source material and adapting it to another medium, you're like, well, if I go too far off course, I will
Yeah. I
get
mean,
the
it's,
pitchforks after me from
yeah.
all the fans on Twitter. But so I loved all that. I loved in this episode. I loved Anna's backstory. I loved the stuff that they did in episode 3 with Bill and Frank. And I really enjoyed getting more of the backstory of the Kansas City cannibals, if you will. I mean, whatever they weren't really cannibals. They were just crazy,
Yeah.
you know. But the source material was better with everything else. So
Yeah.
I think that's where I again, I love the fact that it was adapted and I can now watch it on TV, which is so great. But all it's doing is making me want to go play the better version of this, and that's the video game. If they would have done some of the things that they did in the video game in the TV show, I think it could have been the ultimate. Like in this episode, we lost all of the water sequence from the game. Where they're trying to make their way to the Salt Lake City Fireflies lab. They're forced. They go in the underground tunnels, and they have to do all the little swimming portions where Ellie obviously can't. She can't do that, and then they have to like fight all the infected, and it just
Well,
wasn't
I mean,
there.
obviously, there was there was no infection fighting. It was they cut that out.
Yeah,
We got one episode really.
yeah,
I mean, we've got people that have gotten bit,
yeah.
but it wasn't ever like
Two. I
a
guess it
big
was two.
threat.
It was the Anna Torv episode, where
Yeah, right.
where she dies, and
Yeah, where Tess gets bit.
Tess. Yeah,
I know you're struggling. It's fine. I'm trying to help you out.
I automatically go to her real name
Yeah.
because I loved her from Fringe. So, but yeah, so whenever she got bit and then blew herself up, that was a awesome, really cool. That was actually that was the introduction of the clickers in that episode.
Right.
So we got that episode, and then obviously we got the one where um, our boy Tommy from the video
Yeah,
game
Perry.
Perry, he got taken out by the gigantic bloater.
So they introduced this really interesting thing that was different
Mm-hmm.
with the I guess the cordyceps, the fungus being on the ground
Yeah.
and you step on it,
Mm-hmm.
and then they left it.
They
We
did.
never we never saw that again. That was it.
And it's super cool. I
Yeah.
love that little, just the
It was
tiniest of
yep.
twists from the game to the show, because
Yeah.
it's more realistic
Right.
to
I mean, that was
actual.
one thing that would have made the game better
Yes.
or worse,
Yeah.
depending on your gaming style.
Yeah, yeah,
It would have
it
been
could
bad for me.
could be way worse
Yeah,
if
it
you'd
could
got to
be
suddenly now avoid
every
Fedra,
every
avoid clickers,
step.
and yeah,
Yeah.
and not step on glass that's connected to the
Yeah.
cordyceps and everything. Yeah, that's true.
So, but so that bothered me that they left it. I liked the whole in the game where the spores in the air.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
thought that was freaking fantastic.
yeah.
That was amazing. Um, I I did love in this episode though the the whole story of Joel, trying to commit suicide.
That was a really interesting. Again, they enriched that
Yeah,
experience. I because I read that in the game, this didn't this. I mean, obviously he didn't have this confessional with Ellie or anything like that.
right.
But I don't know if this is Games Radar, but they mentioned that in the game, Joel and Ellie, they stumble into a hotel bathroom and discover two bodies in the tub. And Ellie suggests that they took the easy way out, to which Joel claps back, "There's nothing easy about it." And so it was almost like alluded to that he tried to commit suicide in the game, but
Yeah.
that moment definitely pulled at all
Oh,
the heartstrings.
when
It was
he's
great.
he's telling her, that it wasn't time
Mm-hmm.
that healed his wounds, and
Yeah.
he didn't say it,
No, he didn't come out and
and
say it. It was you.
yeah, but his eyes screamed it,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh my god. So yeah,
Yeah.
that part was a nice addition,
Mm-hmm.
but the episode was way too short. I don't know why they felt like they had to rush it. I mean,
Yeah.
it was it's fine. They got everywhere they needed to go, I guess.
Yeah. I
But
honestly thought that they were going to do something slightly different, since they have been, adding these little subtle enrichments of the story, and not going to go into, crazy spoilers for The Last of Us Part 2, but there is a very pivotal character that you don't really ever, you don't
he's
really,
all over the internet.
well, yeah, that's true. So the doctor,
Yeah. Jerry.
oh, I forget his name, but my
Jerry.
mom definitely remembers his name.
Yes.
Uh, I would have expected them to have done something a little bit to where you learned a little bit more about who the doctor was in this
Right.
episode. But no, they just went beat for beat, video
Yeah, they
game,
did. I mean, it was
you're
yep.
done. Then now they had the zoom in on the doctor after he had been shot. He was laying on the
Yeah.
floor.
But they zoomed in on a lot of the people that
That
Joel
Joel killed.
killed.
That's true. They did do that.
Yeah. They had already just so I think that they wouldn't make it seem like, hey, it's violence, whoop de doodle.
Yeah,
That they I think tried to make the violence more impactful. Um
which they
I
did, and the song was haunting.
It was
That played that's Gustavo's again, and wow,
just yeah. I mean, it was amazing.
which I thought was
That
the
whole
perfect choice, by the
sequence.
way,
Oh, I did
of
too.
song to play, because yeah, normally you expect in those moments like some pulsating.
Yeah.
I love John
Hmm.
Wick, but if they would have done some John Wick
Yeah.
music in that it would have been so badly
I
misplaced.
was super glad that they went with the choice that they did.
Yeah,
And some of the weird shots that they took where you're getting like the bottom of Joel's shoe as he's,
yeah,
bending down. And uh I liked that it was muted,
mm-hmm,
you know. So
Yeah.
we weren't really hearing because like he's gone into um like a fugue state,
Yeah.
as he's doing it
Oh
because
yeah.
he became a total and complete badass. No one laid a scratch on him.
Yeah, he became the Joel that Marlene said that she's the person
Yeah,
she would never want to cross,
yeah.
and
And
we,
she was right.
yeah. And it is one of those things that we never experienced that Joel really at all in season one.
Not in the show.
No, not in the show. He's that old gunslinger that you're like, "Psh, I think I could take him," because
Right.
you never see him demonstrate that he still got it.
Right.
And then in episode 9, you're like, he still got
Oh,
it.
he's still, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what a he took out everybody. And I get that there's just as much controversy about it now as there was in
Yeah.
2013 when it came out. The fact that, these people are all just trying to do their job. They were
Yeah.
trying to make the world a better place,
Mm-hmm.
but they should have just let him have Ellie when he said, "Let me have her."
Yeah. Where's she at? Let me have her.
Yep.
Well, okay. So we talked about this in 2013, and we talked about this
Hmm.
in many years. I mean, we've
Yes,
talked about this for
we've
many
touched it a
years.
few times.
So after seeing it in the show, do you believe Joel's actions were justified? And is Joel the villain of this story?
What do you think my answer is going to be? My answer is going to be no. I mean, I hate that he had to kill all those people,
Yeah.
but it's his kid. You're going to
But it
do
isn't his
whatever.
kid though. See, this is where I think that the show suffered a little bit more than the game without having all of those extra and added scenes because
Yeah, all that
and
bonding time that we missed.
yeah, all the bonding time that we missed, and within this individual episode we see this extreme bonding moment and traumatic moment between Marlene and Anna, and we get more understanding that they've been together since they were kids. And then Joel just kills Marlene. And that's one of those moments where you're like, yo, asshole, like I've been there since day one. You're just some Johnny come lately. She don't
Hmm.
even know you, bro.
She didn't. She doesn't know Marlene though either.
No, 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 she doesn't. She doesn't know Marlene, and Marlene obviously kept all of that a secret from Ellie, putting her within the Fedra camp because, again, she wanted to protect her, and if she was a part of the Fireflies, she would have always been a target. Fedra and other groups and things like that. So,
Okay,
but
so
that's
we have my answer.
yeah. Oh, it was Joel's actions just no. No, they were not. I mean, do
Mm.
I understand them? Yes, I do. But he's delusional. This is where I look at Joel from like a psychiatric perspective, and I'm like, yeah, the fact that he is projecting this relationship onto Ellie to replace his Sarah is delusional. And him killing all these people because in his mind he's like, it's my Sarah. My Sarah's back. Like it's like that moment where you see in movies and TV shows where uh, they start seeing like that person as the person that they lost or something like that,
Right,
and
right.
and then they mistake and they're like, hey Sarah, come over,
But
come,
yeah,
come.
I'm not Sarah.
Yeah, exactly. And then Ellie's like, what's happening?
Yeah, I mean, when he was doing the comparison thing when they were walking,
Mm-hmm. Yes,
and I'm
exactly.
like, oh, what? No, you
Yeah.
know.
Mm-hmm.
But I do also feel like, okay, did you feel that way though when you played the game?
No, no, I was like, I'm gonna kill all you motherfuckers.
Yeah,
Like I
because it was a lot of work for us to get that done.
yeah, yeah, it was, and it was worth it. Every one
Yeah,
of them deserved to die.
yeah, yeah. That's interesting. So it because it is so hard for me to separate the way I feel from playing the
Yeah, from
game
playing the
eight
game.
million times
Yeah,
and the fact that I love me some Pedro Pascal.
I know. See,
So
you can't separate the two there.
I can't.
No, it's
So
well again. I if yourself and others that feel that way, I'm not. Who am I to question that? Because I just think it's one of those things for me that I look at the game versus the show, and that's where the show failed. And when I say
yeah,
failed, it's not like it's like a big failure. The show is amazing. Like show was
the show
great.
was amazing.
Yeah, I absolutely love the show. The only thing that hurts me when I think about the show is that I don't know if I'll watch it again like all that often. You know, and I want to do a complete rewatch binge style, you know, where it's
Yeah,
just like boom, 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 boom.
yeah.
So that way I can understand, okay, was the flow not as good as I would have wanted because of all those like the
The
stuff that I really
breakup.
enjoyed, the Bill and Frank stuff,
Yeah,
the Riley and Ellie episode, like while I and we talked about it in the moment where I was just like,
hmm.
man, they really should have had this Ellie and Riley episode post,
Oh yeah,
the season
definitely.
finale. I think it would have been
Speaking of
so
which,
good.
they do have something up on HBO, a making of the show.
Oh, really? Okay. Was
Yeah,
it good?
they
Did
just
you already
posted
watch
that
it?
today. I had watched part of it, but
Okay.
I couldn't finish because I
Mm.
needed to rewatch the episode.
I've
So,
only watched the episode once. So so you have watched it twice?
uh-huh.
Better or worse on the second viewing?
Um, probably neither. Really, I couldn't say because
Neither.
I wasn't able to. I was watching it while I was trying to get ready
Yeah.
for us to
To
record,
record,
and
yeah.
so I wasn't able to
Pay it
totally
like
focus.
yeah, no, I'm with you. I think it's there was no wasted moments in this episode.
No,
And
43
yeah,
minutes.
40 it is very strange to me that this is the season finale and it was the shortest like the absolute shortest episode.
Yeah,
Don't really quite
and they
understand
had
that.
so much that they had to cover.
Yeah. Yeah, they did. Um again, that is I hate to harp on this, but it is one of those things you had the chance to enrich
Yeah,
the story of some of these Fireflies folk, like the Firefly folks, and I know that that's
I
coming in season 2. I get it.
do you? Do you?
Yeah, yeah. I think we'll yes, we will get this from the Firefly perspective, and
Ish, maybe.
yeah, ish. No, I don't know if they'll go like full blown. Oh my God, we got a killer on the loose, and in the
Yeah.
hospital. But I do think that we will get at least some scenes of the doctor with the nurses, things like that, and so we can get a better understanding of who these people were. That this crazed
So,
maniac came in and
yeah,
just murdered all of them. So
I mean, he did seem like a crazed maniac.
oh yeah, his facial expressions were expressionless.
Yes.
He
I
had
mean,
no sadness, no
he
anger.
was checked out.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
completely
it didn't
just
hurt
checked out.
him.
No,
He had the guy that said, "My gun,
and
I give up."
yeah, would you? Do you think that? So obviously, out of all of the people that he killed, Marlene's was the absolute worst.
Well,
Um,
it was the worst because she was the only one we knew,
yeah, and they knew each other,
and
and they'd worked together.
right. So, but I mean, there was no love lost between the two of them.
No,
But so they knew each other, but we knew her in she made some really valid points
mm-hmm.
about you know, she has no pain. She
Yeah.
didn't know that this was going to happen. You
Well, I think
This is
she
what
knew that
she
it would.
wanted.
I think she knew that it was going to happen. I don't think she knew that she was going to die from. whatever they were going to do to her. But
She didn't think she was going to die.
yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I don't think she knew that she was going to die, but I think that she was expecting that she was going to be the savior of
No,
humanity.
yes. I mean, that was what everything was about.
Yeah.
But she didn't know when they put her under
Yeah, that they were going to that
that
she
that
was
was
never going to
it.
wake up.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true.
So
I
they
think she
weren't
was
straight
pretty
with her. They were not straight with her about it.
No, they weren't straight with her about it, but I still think
Okay,
that
then.
I still
Then why are you all acting like the Fireflies are just heroes?
well, I do think that Ellie was disappointed.
Oh,
And the fact that because I think that's one of the most important things that happens in this episode was the ending. And when Joel takes out Marlene, Ellie wakes up in the truck just like it happens in the video game. And Ellie's questioning, like, what happened, where's the Fireflies, what's going on. Oh, well, there was like 30, 40, 45 of y'all. There was a lot of people that have the immunity just like you, Ellie. But there's no cure anymore, and they gave up on that. And the fact that she point blank asks him, is what you said true about the Fireflies?
okay. And so in the video game,
Yeah.
didn't we have the choice?
No.
We didn't have the choice of whether we could lie.
No. I don't think so. I
Because
don't.
I I,
I don't think
I
it was Telltale
remember there
style.
were people in the operating room that we had the choice of whether we killed them or not. I think the nurses, we didn't have to kill the nurses.
Yeah, yeah. We didn't have to kill the nurses,
Um,
but I don't remember. I don't remember there being like a dialogue wheel or anything like that.
I'm gonna look it up.
I will
'Cause
say
I
if there was anything in the dialogue wheel, it was just dot 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 dot. Where you could either say no, or you could just shut up and not say anything at all.
okay, let's see. Okay, so if it wants to take me to YouTube, so
Of
I don't
course.
want to do that. Um, how do you think Ellie would have reacted
Yeah.
if you were straight up with her and said, "So,
I think she would have forgave him.
yeah,
Yeah, I think that would have been
yeah,
the for Joel and Ellie's relationship. I think that she understands Joel enough at this point and empathizes and empathizes enough with Joel, uh, because they were both seeking the same thing,
right,
and they
things,
both found it in one another.
yep,
And so I think if he would have came clean in that moment and said, Ellie, they were going to try to kill you, and I could
I
not
couldn't
let
take
that,
it. I couldn't do it.
yeah,
Yeah,
couldn't let that happen to you. And so I murderized all of them. She would have been upset, but I think she would have gotten over it,
yep,
because she's just like Joel in the sense of she sees this world for what it truly is, and yeah. So
yeah.
uh,
I never understood why the lie. I
well,
didn't
I
get
think
it.
from Joel's perspective, it's one of those things of uh, I did what I did to keep you in my life. If I come clean now, I can ruin it all in an instant and lose you again, and it will have all
Yeah,
been for
because you could go,
nothing.
you could say, I don't care. I'm going to go back.
Or just I'm out, you know. So I get why Joel would lie for sure, but I do think Ellie would have forgave him regardless.
Yeah.
Had he told the truth. So I did want to just briefly mention some of the scenes. Actually, never mind. This brings up a good time to go to the old game to
Oh, I thought
show.
that's where we were going. Is
I
going to the video screen.
Yes, yes, we are, Mom. I'm so glad you mentioned that. Yes, thank you, IGN. You make this so nice and neat for me every week.
We give you the props for it.
Yeah, TV show versus game comparison. So here is one of the most heartwarming
Ah,
scenes from.
yeah.
This is obviously from the show, but it was from the game where you run into the giraffe as you're in Salt Lake City. So this is the nice shot. The giraffe looked great.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, damn, they done got like the Jurassic Park people on this giraffe, you know?
I just figured it was a real giraffe.
Yeah, it would have been. I don't think it was, but it looked real close. So so there it is from the TV show. I mean, it looks even more real than the game giraffe.
Yeah, the game giraffe doesn't look as real.
No, it looks like it
Yeah.
could be something from like No Man's Sky a little bit with its
Yeah.
face. One of those
Yes,
little
it looks like a
random,
freaky,
yeah. But
adorable alien.
yes, an adorable alien for sure. Which I gotta say, giraffes are so freaking cool, and I can't believe they exist on this planet. We are
I
all
know.
lucky
Yeah.
to have
And I haven't seen a
something so
giraffe in a
cool.
really long
I
time.
know. I really want to go see some giraffes. I want to go to like Africa where I can see them out in the wild.
Oh,
And
God,
look, you
that'd be
see them in the
amazing.
background here. Look at the other giraffes. Look at the other giraffes.
Nice.
And that was cool. Like getting to when I don't know if we'll see it in these images,
Yeah.
but they expanded out and like we saw
Yeah.
all of the giraffes, which is cool. Um, it was a nice shot as they talk about stuff and things.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
I mean, I'd have to say all their set designers played the video game.
Mm-hmm.
I think that must have been like a
A
a
prerequisite.
prerequisite.
Yeah.
Hmm. Did you play the game? No. Okay, you out.
I will say, why did what was up with the flashlight missing? I don't get that. Such a
I know.
such an easy one.
Give
Boom.
us the damn flashlight.
Yeah, the flash. It's such a big deal.
Yep.
That's one of those ones I'm like, could y'all not figure out you couldn't find the cosplay prop?
Exactly. They're out there.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that will be forever a mystery for me.
Yeah.
So
Well, I mean, again, they didn't go very many places where they needed it. Like in the game, we needed it all the damn time.
this is true. This is very true. Yeah. Okay. Cool. We got the expanded shot.
Mm-hmm.
Man, yeah. Everything they did. I mean, look at the backdrop, the buildings, all deteriorated, dilapidated, all the D words.
Yeah, I was
Or
trying to come up with another one, but I can't.
destructed.
Yeah. Ah, they're
That's not
so
that's
smart.
not a D word. I mean, that's not a real word. Destructed. I don't think that.
Destructed? I think it is.
I don't know. Maybe it is. See, you're over there giving me crap earlier, saying that I was so out of it. But look at me. Look at me sharp
No,
with
I
all
know.
the.
I'm so glad you're young.
Yeah.
You can handle that.
It's barely. Yeah. See, there we go. Looks great. Missing the arrows and the bow and arrow
I know.
and the hatchet or the axe. They did a really great job for the draft scene. I was like, oh, that's
I
amazing.
was super glad that they included it.
Yeah.
I didn't know if we were going to get it
I
since.
yeah, I was very surprised that we got it as well.
Mm,
And then here's Marlene speaking to Joel because Joel is about to get real pissy.
yep.
That's so cool. Boom, boom.
Yeah, she knew how to do the arm movements
Yeah,
because
she
she
did.
had
Look at that.
already done them.
Yeah, look at that. I mean, just perfect. Yeah, she did such a great job.
Yeah.
Um, damn. Look at that face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This is seeing this shot right now is reminding me so much of The Last of Us Part 2, where there's the scene where I mean, it is so reminiscent of what Joel does in this moment to Marlene and Ellie does to the character from The Last of Us Part 2. It's not a main character or anything like that, but it's just one of the people along the way that, she's got to take or get information from, and she gets the information. But just like Joel here, she has no
Yeah.
sympathy.
So is going back to your that's not his daughter, really? Is she not?
I'm cool with Joel's decisions. I will say that, even though again, I think that they were wrong.
I mean, I would not be
But
cool with them if
yeah,
it was somebody that I loved working at the hospital that day.
exactly.
I mean, that would have been a real big bummer,
Yeah, that would have.
you
You're
know?
like, damn, I wasn't even supposed to be on the shift that day.
Yeah. Or, if
Oh, somebody called out sick that
my
day, I'd be pissed, and I was one of those ones.
husband was the doctor
Yeah,
or, you
exactly,
know,
exactly. See, mom.
no, I,
Which again, no, do I am I upset with Joel's actions? No, but do I also think that Joel is slightly a little bit off his rocker? Yes.
yeah, maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
I think
Man, they did a
with,
great
oh
job
yeah,
there. That scene.
yeah. I mean, that
Oof.
was,
Jeez.
yeah, it was, I wish, I don't know why they've got theirs lit so poorly there.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I rewatched the episode, I was looking at the blood on the concrete
Yeah.
around her, and it was like her handprint, and she
Mm.
kind of moved her hand around a little bit, trying to crawl.
Yeah.
Uh, so, but
Oof. Yep. See, here we go. This is
mm,
exactly, like the game. Ellie's in the back of the truck. Joel is contemplating his decisions. There we go. I don't know why we went back here, but
I don't know. Well, I know why, because in his mind,
oh, he had the
that's when
flashback. Yeah, the
mhm,
flashback of when he actually
yeah.
shoots her. Um, that's true. I did love the
I
fact that they played the same music as he's going through and killing everybody, as he's
Yeah.
taking Ellie out of the hospital. Uh, that was really interesting to see that,
I I
or to
liked
hear that, I
too
guess.
when he's picking her up on the off the bed.
Yeah.
He puts his hand underneath her head, like Anna, Ellie's mom, had told Marlene. Um, you
Mm-hmm.
know,
Yep.
put the hand underneath the head.
That's well, right there. He did I will say that Pedro as Joel did a better job of holding Ellie as Joel in the game did, because
Yeah.
just heads just all. He's got the arm underneath here. I'm like, no,
Yeah.
no, no. You got to put it underneath the head. So
Yeah. Hmm.
quite a bit bigger Ellie there. Um,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. I mean, we're talking about difference between
a 20-year old
a
and a
14-year-old girl
14.
and a 20-year-old woman.
Yeah, exactly. Um, there we go. Look at him.
Yep.
See, is that a woman over here? I, I can't
Um,
remember.
I it was it- one of the nurses that
Hmm.
um
I was trying to get
I think
real
it was
close.
I
I
think
was
it was
trying to figure out who, if this is just some rando,
oh yeah.
or if it's like somebody actually underneath the mask and they've already cast. And I love when shows do that, and
Yeah.
you just
I
don't even
mean,
recognize it, and then you go back to
why
the.
wouldn't you do that?
Yeah. Oh, I hope we find that out on IMDb later. They're like, oh shit, that's the doctor. Yeah. Oof. Bella Ramsey crushed it in the final
She did.
scenes. She did such a great job. There you go. The
Yes,
comparison
I
of
don't
the
understand
lie right here. This is
why they took so much of Bella Ramsey's eyebrow off. Ellie had a little bit of a scar on her eyebrow, a little bit
oh
of
yeah,
one,
right there.
but they like freaking shaved Bella Ramsey's whole eyebrow off. And I'm like, dang it.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know why they
It
did
just
that.
annoys me every time I look at it.
Yeah, I don't know. They do, I mean they get a nice job. They get the scar there, but like
Yeah, they got the scar.
um yeah. All right. Well, are you
I'm
excited
looking to see.
for season 2?
Yeah, when is that going to happen?
I don't know. I think it's going to be a minute,
I think so too.
like 2024. Um something like that. Yeah. So,
Look for the light. I'm just trying to see if maybe the doctor. Okay. So the doctor is Darren Delinsky.
mm, don't know Darren Delinsky.
Okay. This is Darren's
Oh, right
face.
right there. Okay, they did a good job. I mean, based off of what I remember from the game, like now I don't know
Yeah.
if he'll be the doctor in season 2.
No, I don't either, but you heard it her first.
You heard it here first, y'all. All right, Mom. Any final words about The Last of Us season 1?
Um, Overall, thought it was amazing. I was happy that it happened.
Yep.
And if just to show my non-video game playing friends that go, "Oh, you play video
Yeah.
games?"
No, that's so
It-
cute.
yeah. Oh, that you know, uh, it's not jumping from thing to thing
Yeah, it's not Super
anymore.
Mario Brothers from the
Uh-uh.
1980s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just had this conversation with my best friend.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, this is the whole kind of thing, this whole world that you get into. So I'm glad that people can see that this is
What
out
they've
there,
been missing out on.
what they've been missing out on.
Yeah.
So
No, I'm with you. I think it's fantastic that this exists. I do think that the show only viewers are they're if they don't love this, I don't know what's going on with them because they didn't see all the battles with the Fedra and the clickers and the infected and
yeah,
everything that we didn't get from the game to the TV show. They just got what they saw on TV, which was fantastic,
yeah,
you
it
know?
was amazing. But you
Amazing
didn't,
character
they didn't get the
driven
depth that we
drama.
got. We got so much more depth.
Yes, with Ellie and Joel. I think we got more depth in terms of just the story overall within the show, but like their relationship that they
Yep.
built over, the challenges that they faced and, and all that kind of stuff. It definitely, at least, and I'd probably say this is the majority of the video game players, they were more bonded to Joel and Ellie than what the show did. Um,
Hmm.
so, but I'm
Yeah.
with you. I think that they absolutely crushed what was put out there.
Yeah.
I hope that they make some changes to The Last of Us Part 2 when we get to the season 2. I've read that it's at least going to be 2 seasons, breaking up the second game into 2 seasons. So,
Okay. That means something to me if they make a major change right off the bat.
I
Otherwise, I give dick all about that. I don't,
yeah, I can't wait to see if they do. It's going to be
Yeah.
very interesting to see if they make some really big story changes in part 2. I don't think that they will.
I don't think they will either.
Yeah, I don't think so. And I think that that's why you saw is it Gabriel Luna? Is that his for
Yeah.
Tommy? I
Hmm.
think that they cast somebody really strong for Tommy.
Yeah.
And because I think we'll see much
A
more of
lot more of him.
Tommy in
Hmm.
yeah in seasons 2 and 3 of The Last of Us. So, all right, Mom. Well, it's been fun.
It has been.
Now we can get to diving back into the game and comparing
Yes.
now, because then I'll be like, oh well, the show did it better than the game. Brah. So I can't wait to be that annoying person
I
as
know.
we
That'll
play
be
through the
fun because
game.
yeah, that you can't make us happy either
Yeah,
direction.
exactly. I'm like, okay, now we just need a new game built
Yeah.
off the story from the
Right.
TV show.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
then we'll be happy.
Yeah, because there was a lot of really good stuff that enriched the overall like world
Yeah.
of The Last of Us, and
Yeah.
that's what I love to see the most. I hope we get more of that in in season 2, and I do. Yes, I want to see more infected. I want to see more clickers.
Yeah.
I do want to see a little bit more action and things like that from the show. But overall, I'm with you. I thought it was just so cool to see, and getting to watch it every Sunday night with my wife was amazing, and introducing her
Yeah.
to this game that I talk so much about all the freaking time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and now she's like, "Oh, this is really good."
See, oh yeah. See? Maybe we brought another one on.
We did. I think so. We'll see it. We'll see if she joins us. I sound like Porky the Pig there. She's like, "We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see." All right. Well, Mom, bye bye for now. But we will be
And
back.
thank you for watching with us.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out with us
Yeah.
as we watched and talked about
Yeah.
the show every week. Well, maybe
And
we'll
we
be
have more
back
stuff
for,
on the way, by the way.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
season is
exactly.
over for this, but we've got more stuff on the way.
Yep, indeed. So, all right. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.